Hey YouTube, welcome back to Ray's Rides. Quick video today of some upgrades that I've just purchased for the R90 Urban GS. Now I love this bike, I love the look of it, reminds me of the original R80 bikes that took part in the Dakar Rally. And that's one of the reasons why I brought this bike. Tend not to do any mechanical upgrades, I leave all the bike as standard. But cosmetic wise we can make some changes that I think will make it look a little bit more retro. So we'll go inside, I'll show you what I've brought, and then we'll get the parts fitted on the bike. Okay, we have the bike, have a box of parts from Pier City Cycles or Pier City Customs. So let's open the box, see what we've got inside. I'll have a parts box, don't you? Right. Bag of screws, it says unit garage on it. There we go. One unit garage GPS mount that will go above the cockpit. Fit that. One thing with the Urban GS's, and probably a lot of the R90s, is the seats aren't very comfy. If you're doing more than a few miles, you certainly feel it. So hopefully in here we have a Wunderlich comfort seat, which, as you can see, has got a lot more padding than the standard seat. So I went for the single seat look. And then hopefully in here we are going to have a rear luggage rack. Okay, let's get those parts fitted. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is the seat change. So just underneath here at the back in the centre is a torque screw. It's a T30 size. You should get a little key with your BMW pack that came with the bike, but I just prefer to use a proper Torx wrench, so we'll undo that. Okay, there's an additional box that comes with the seat, so assuming that's a bracket, another bracket, little box of fixings, and some instructions. A special pack of grease. Okay, so if you're fitting this seat yourself, you're going to take that screw out, that screw out, that screw out, and that screw out, and if you've got an Urban GS, this bracket. Okay, using the screws that come with the seat, you are going to use the 25mm screw, the little washer, a spacer through the bracket, then you've got another spacer and a little lock nut that goes on the end. So it's a bit fiddly getting it all down, and it says to make sure that your washer and spacer are nice and square. So I couldn't record that because I needed two hands to do it, but basically that will go on that bracket and then look like that. That's then going to transfer onto the seat, and you don't use the screws that came out of there and there. They get replaced with these 35mm screws there. Again, everything I've used so far is a T30 Torx, and then you just need a little 10mm spanner to tighten the nuts up. Okay, once your bracket's on, should look like that. just grease those screws with the grease that comes in, because they're a little bit longer. And just a point to note, the instructions say tighten those up to 8 Newton meters. You want to be careful because this feels like a soft alloy, so you don't want to go stripping any threads. Okay, next thing to do, take your bracket there. That's going to fit just in there, and using the 12mm screws that are supplied with the seat and a little bit of the thread lock that comes with it, you put that in and tighten it down to 8 Newton meters as well. Now, what you should find is those 2 lugs that you fitted there will slot into there and there. The bracket that comes fitted with the seat there, you want to just loosen those bolts off a little bit. They'll slot into place. Like so, and then what you want to do is get that seat nice and tight. Make sure your 2 holes line up, so if you know they're going to work, take the seat off and lock those 2 bolts into place. Okay, so there's the seat in place. Once again, they say 8 Newton meters of torque. They're quite short screws actually, so be careful when you get the biting point that you don't round them off. But yeah, looks good. Should make a massive difference to the comfort as well. So we'll fit the rack next. Okay, so pillion frame. You're going to remove the original OEM screws. Then what you do, using these 4 spacers, they will sit in between the frame and the rack, and then you're going to put a little bit of grease on these slightly longer screws and put them through each of the 4 holes on your pillion frame. Tighten those up to 8 Newton meters again, and you're done. Okay, final part of today's video is just to fit the unit garage GPS bracket, and that will fit neatly just in between your cowl and your speedo, and just fixes to the screws in the headstock. So let's do that now. First thing you need to do is under your cowl screws, there's a screw there and a screw on the other side, so we'll take those off. Loosened them already to make it easier, and you can see that will literally just lift off there, and that should give you access to your headstock bolts there and there. Okay, so having checked, I actually can't get my T40 Torx, which is the size you need, in there with this cowl on to correctly crack it down again and tighten it. So I'm just going to take this cowl off, and it looks like there's 4 screws, one just there, one there, 2 over the other side. That should release this arm and give you much better access to tightening those back up. Okay, that's my sat-nav bracket fitted. These bolts here screwing back in were quite a low torque setting. Actually, all of them were quite soft, so do check your own. It's not actually in the BMW manual, so I found the answer on Pier City Customs website, because obviously they supplied this. So unbeknown at the time, my GoPro decided to have a wobbly with the audio, so I'll just finish this video off letting you know what I've done. So I've refitted the little bracket that goes around the headlight to take the cowl. I've put my sat-nav bracket on, as you can see there, just put some cable ties on just to tidy up the cable. There'll be a separate video about wiring the power for the sat-nav into the bike. And that's it for today. So if you like the video, like and subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care. Bye for now.